So over the last couple of months since the release of the Paw Patrol movie, there have been many storyboards going around of what the movie looked like in its earlier stages. Most of these storyboards have a couple of changes compared to the final version of the movie, from added shots, scenes, extra, and new dialogue. And I've covered one such storyboard before, where Chase saves Ryder, in that most of the dialogue was changed compared to what we have in the movie, and it was really interesting to see what could have been. So for today, I want to go over another storyboard for the movie that I recently discovered, and that is the escape/jailbreak scene, and compare it to the movie and see what was changed around. And the storyboard about the show was created by Arna Selesnik, and actually most of the storyboards were made by her. This was from May of 2019 to February 2020, early in the movie's production. There are more of these storyboards on our YouTube channel, and I will leave a link in the description so you can check out the rest of them for yourself. But with that said, let's take a look at some of the differences of the jailbreak scene. Let's start off with Butch and Ruben's designs, and they look a little bit different compared to the final version. Butch has a more extended nose as well as a different hairstyle. Going to Ruben, his design has less facial features on him compared to his final version, as well as having a braid in the back of his hair. What you can also notice is the hat that he is wearing, and I believe that this is Chase's police hat. If you remember in the movie, they toy around with it for a bit, and from every scene onward, at least in the obedience school scenes, the hat mysteriously disappears. Nothing really too major, just shows up a little bit of continuity from scene to scene. Now onto a change that I think you'll be interested in, and that is the Liberty roast Dolores scene, the greatest roast of all time in the series. For a recap, here's how it went in the movie.
Please, this scrawny little purse pup is gonna pull a jailbreak?
You talk a lot of trash for a dog who looks like a toilet brush.
And it ends like that. However, in the storyboard version, everything is the same, except after Liberty drops the initial roast, she goes on to say this. And not a nice one either, one that's seen some action. What I find amusing is that after Liberty says toilet brush, it pans over to Dolores looking up at her head, a funny and nice detail to note. Dolores soon after this says, "Touche, purse pup, I can respect a solid born," and it ends there. Dolores showing a little respect for Liberty. If I had to choose which one of the two versions I would have wanted to see in the final version, I would have chose the one we got in the movie. In my opinion, having this extra dialogue would be cool, but also a little unnecessary. I feel like what we got in the movie was already good enough. And second, this extra dialogue would have taken away the impact from the roast itself. But you don't have to agree with me on this. Let me know down in the comments which one you would have preferred in the final version of the movie. The next change or addition has to do with the freeing of the dogs behind these numerous locked doors. In the movie, they just open up without any explanation whatsoever. However, in the storyboard, there is an extra shot added of Rocky cutting the power to the doors, and thus allowing the other dogs to escape. Nothing really major, just a simple explanation of how the dogs were able to escape, and for anyone questioning it's how the doors opened by themselves in the movie. That is why. And on to the final change in this scene. Focus on Ryder, because in this one, he is standing outside or near the broken wall of the obedience school. However, in the next scene that we see him in, he is coming out of the building. So why is that? Well, in the storyboard, there is a brief interaction between Ryder and Chase that we don't see in the movie. It was actually featured in the Big Golden Book as well. Basically, it's just Chase telling Ryder that he is sorry, and Ryder is glad to see that Chase is alright. And everything else plays out as normal. I would like to see this in the movie just to see how it would look in movie animation. And though Ryder does make up with Chase in the end, this would have been a good point leading into that event, persuading Chase to rejoin the team. But anyway, that is all I got for today. What did you think of this storyboard, and would you prefer this one over the one we got in the final version of the movie? Tell me down in the comments below, and let me know if you want to see more of these type of comparison videos. With that, I will talk to you all later.